Hello, we're back. One thing I didn't mention earlier, I'm just tummy tuck this, tummy tuck that. Yeah, this was a three-part surgery. Not only did I have the tummy tuck and the flank-plasty, a major component of the surgery was lipo, and that is also a major component of um, the pain. Most of what I would consider pain was more so from the the bruising that I got from the lipo. It was lipo 360, so he did lipo the abs somewhat, and my sides, obviously, and my back. And there was significant bruising right below my armpits and in the sides of my body. Um, very, very dark purple bruising. Um, and in my back and lower back, um, they're those little gross little uh, skin tabs, those little scar tabs that cover where he did the lipo. But if you've ever seen any videos of lipo, you know how aggressive it is. And my doctor's jacked, so he's strong. He's not messing around when he's working on you. You need to be a strong guy to be doing these kinds of surgeries. So I'm sure he didn't hold back. And actually, watching lipo to me is like gross. I always think I'm shocked that they don't poke right through your skin. And I'm sure that's exactly what it looked like when they were doing it for me. I'm so glad I was unconscious. Um, so that was a real significant factor of my healing is that I was really sore, bruised from the lipo. So that's something to consider if you ever plan on any sort of surgery. Is if you're going to be doing lipo, plan on plan on some pain, plan on some bruising from that. Not unbearable by any means. Speaking of pain, as far as my meds went, not only was I on a schedule. I took all my meds, and when I did run out of pain meds, it was before my drains were out, so I did have them refill it. They said, hey, if you're feeling like you still need to be on them, call us. We will refill you. Don't wait till you're almost or till you're out. Then you're gonna be in pain, and don't feel like, oh, I don't feel like I'm in pain. I don't know if I should take my meds. If you wait till you're in pain till you take your meds, it's going to be another 1 or 2 hours of being in more pain. And I never did feel excessive pain, but I also didn't wait to find out either. Um, I just decided I want to stay on the meds until my drains were at least out, and then see how I was feeling, and then just switch over to Tylenol. And I was fine with that. That was one of the things that they gave me was Tylenol too, and I just switched over to that, and I've been fine. So it's not something I feel like I need to take all the time. Um, More so with maybe at the end of the day with the swelling, I'm feeling a little bit more pain, but that's still hit or miss. Um, One thing I didn't pack that I ended up needing my sister to go and get me was some potassium. After calling the doctor's office in a panic because her sister was like writhing in pain, I didn't think about the fact that with a high water, low sodium diet, I'm really depleted of salt, which helps with keeping me from cramping. So I didn't get one cramp. I got cramps in both my feet at the same time, which put me in panic mode because usually I'll just, sit and rub my feet and, okay, we'll work it out. I can't grab my feet. I can barely move. So I'm walking around trying to work out these cramps. My sister's feeling absolutely helpless, can't do anything. So I finally get the cramps out of my feet. I'm like, okay, let's get in bed. I want to get off my feet. I'd been on my feet for, I don't know, probably close to 10 minutes, which is really hard to do when you're 10 days out from surgery. So I finally get in the bed, and my left foot was still like 80% not cramping, but still kind of there. I said, okay, if you could just kind of rub the top of my foot, like right across the top, kind of just work that spot, I think it'll go away. Uh, she started rubbing my foot. Oh, it immediately snapped into an intense foot cramp, just like from like this little cramp to, and not only did it do this intense cramp, it felt like it folded in half and folded up the middle. One of my toes popped. I probably just cracked a little joint, just a little pop. She thought she broke my toe. So I'm screaming, oh my God, oh my God. I'm trying to grab my foot, trying to get out of the bed, which is nearly impossible for me at this point. She's freaking out, going, oh my God, because she's broken my toe. I'm just like, get me up, get me up. And she's flying around the bed and trying to yank me out of the bed. I just need to stand. I just need to get on my foot and start walking it out. And I've also realized, like, this isn't going to work. This is temporary. We have to figure something out. So she gets on her shoes and she's like, I'm going to Walmart. We're going to have to get you some potassium. So she calls the doctor, make sure that's okay. I can take potassium. They said, oh, sure, maybe get her some Gatorade, something with some electrolytes. So 20 minutes later, she gets back. I've finally walked off this cramp, sat down very carefully on the couch in the living room, trying not to move, trying not to flinch, and reignite this horrific cramp. And once I got the potassium in, chugged some Gatorade. Luckily, the cramping never came back, but definitely something to consider. If you're prone to cramping, I'd say implement some Gatorade. Gatorade Zero. Let's see what else we got here. The water cup, obviously, chugging water endlessly. That was an absolute definite. Cards, Farkle, diamond painting, books. Yes to cards. We did get in a couple of rounds of hand and foot. Farkle time, it was heavy. We did a lot of farkling. I didn't get to diamond painting. It's something where you got to sit for a pretty long time, and I was not comfortable sitting up for long periods of time. I did get in quite a bit of reading, finished a book, so conquered that. My shampoo, conditioner, body wash situation backfired. This particular resort did not stock those in the bathroom. They had little ones, like the little baby ones. Some of the resorts I've stayed at, they actually had them mounted into the bathroom on the wall, and they're full-size bottles. This one didn't have that, so we ended up having to go and get shampoo, conditioner, and body wash. Whatever, not a big deal. Another thing about my sloth that I loved was when we were pushing that guy through TSA, my doctor actually prescribed a wheelchair for me. Once again, not something you have to have a doctor's prescription to get at the airport. It was just a convenience factor, just having that there if somebody should be giving you crap. But nobody did. They didn't even ask for anything. We just realized, like, walking through the airport in Orlando is not an issue. They're not going to be an option. Even just walking to the gate to get the tickets was more walking than I wanted. There was unfortunately nobody at the curb that we could ask to get a wheelchair, so we had to walk all the way to get our tickets and then got the wheelchair. But getting through TSA, and she's pushing me through. Somebody was checking our stuff as it was going through and realized that there's this strange thing, and they pull out my sloth and they're checking it, and because I guess the battery showed up in there, and they're like, what is this? And the one guy pushed the button and they're like, oh, what is that? And he's like, oh, it vibrates. They're like, I want one. So I went over TSA. Let's see, my silky scar tape pieces we talked about. Let's see. So, we talked about the fire alarm in the last video. It ended up getting tested. They actually did give us a warning that there was going to be a fire alarm test. And on Wednesday morning, that went off. And yeah, in the ADA room, it shines brightly. It is like a flashbang. It was insane. And it's going. It's just, it's making the noise, but it is flashing intense bright light. And it scared Brian to death. He went into immediate go mode, leaped out of bed, did a 90-degree turn straight towards the bathroom, and pulled a buddy and slammed into the wall. Like, I don't know where he was going. He didn't know where he was going, but he found the wall. So I'm like, please don't make me laugh. I don't understand where he was running to, what was going on in the bathroom that he needed to run into a wall. But yeah, that was way too much on my abs. That was a good laugh. Let's see. We talked about the lipo, which I really want to make mention. A lot of people just say, like, why did you pick your surgeon? What made you go with this person in a whole nother state versus You know, you've got plastic surgeons all over Arizona, right? You got a lot of really good ones in Scottsdale. Yeah, they're good. But they're not Dr. Opp, I'll tell you that. I did a lot of research. I was on Real Self. I suggest if anybody's looking into any sort of plastic surgery, go to Real Self. Don't use that as your only means of looking for a doctor, but it helped weed out a lot of, you know, runners up possibilities. They also have a lot of good information regarding the way uh, the way costs of this surgery are across the country and how the pricing varies so drastically, and how I paid nearly 25 to 33% of what I would have paid in Beverly Hills for the exact same results. I found a gal out in Beverly Hills who I thought, like, oh my god, she has the perfect scars. They're like so minimal. And when I called, they wanted, you know, they just said, oh, it'll be between $50,000 and $60,000. I'm sorry, what? Okay, that's nice. On the other end of the spectrum, if you're looking and you find somebody, which I found a few, say out of Miami, and they're wanting $2,000 for a tummy tuck, that should be a red flag. You know, if you're meeting up with a guy named Tony in an alley for your tummy tuck, might be time to turn around, you know, cut your losses. Probably not safe. And at the end of it, you shouldn't also base anything on just the cost. But, you know, if you can, you know, save significantly and find somebody you adore their work ethic and their results, then yeah, make the journey. It's worth it. I know for me, 100% worth it. I don't regret any of it. I feel like taking the time, making the effort, and doing the research will get you the results you want. So I hope this helps anybody in the future. And if I think of anything else I forgot, I'll be back. Otherwise, reach out to me, ask some questions. Thanks.